So we're still in Stockholm. The key, or one of the key elements of this video course, is also repetition. So I'm going to repeat the core elements of what I think makes an image beautiful. And one of the core elements is the connection between the face, the model's face, and the light source. Now there's a variety of things that you can focus on and get better at, which is setting up the camera, how to set up the camera, which settings to use. That is one area. How do I dress? Which things will I bring? What kind of accessories? For example, sunglasses, the camera in my hand as an accessory, a hat, a jacket, something like this. The next thing might be your facial expression. Where do I put my hands? Can I lean against the wall? What do I do with my hands, with my feet? Where do I look? What do I do with my face? How can I laugh? This is another area to work on, and one of the key elements that I think that we can easily overlook is to build up the connection from the light source to the face. Where is the light? That's a key question that you always have to ask with every image you take. You can break the rule and shoot in a very different way, but it always helps you and give you a lot of security and confidence when you know where the light is. And here the light is on the left side. Just look at me and then see where's the shade. The shade is on the right side of me, so the sun is on the left side. It's a very clear shadow there, so you really see where the sun is, and I put my head into that direction. It doesn't need to be totally into the direction, but it has to look rather more into the direction of the light source than to the camera. The images will not work really well if I look into the camera, but they will work really well if I look into the direction of the sun. The sun brightens up everything it touches, and I want the part of the image, I want the brightest part to be my face, as the brightest part is the part that we look at immediately at first sight when we take a look at the picture. If my face is a very dark element in the frame, we first see something else, and then we second or third moment is to actually see the face, and I want the face and the emotion to be the very first thing somebody sees in the image. With the 85mm lens that I have here now on, it's not so easy to get full body portraits, especially when you put the camera like this. When you do it in portrait mode, so you turn the camera to the side, then it works easier. Sometimes I just knee down, and so I don't stand so straight. The more I knee down, the more I can get my whole body into the frame. And I don't have to be so far away from the camera. The further I'm away from the camera, especially with this bright sunlight, the more difficult it is for me to see if I am in the frame on the flip out screen. So you see, I very quickly change my look, kind of. I put on the hat, I put off the hat, I put the sunglasses on, put the sunglasses off, I knee down, I lean against the wall. So I try to change the scenario within the scenario. I don't change the place, I just change, do I stand or do I sit or lean against the wall, with the hat or without the hat, with the sunglasses, without the sunglasses. I put the camera a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but I don't need to change the whole scene, the whole place. I don't need to go to the next thing. I can get a variety of shots and emotions and storytelling elements right there, getting close, getting further away, just focusing on one thing, maybe the camera, the hand, the watch on the arm, the face, the smile. Just focusing the core of the image by reducing what's in the image. The more stuff you see in the image, the less every single element has value. If you only see my hand in the camera, then the camera is the main element and it has the main priority. Now here, these images, look at this. I turn to the sun. I don't really look much to the camera, and this I think is a really beautiful image. It's a very different image because there is no connection to the camera. It seems like he was photographed without even knowing that he was photographed. And in a moment I will also show you how it looks like if I do look into the camera and how it will not look really nice. So the sun comes and goes, doesn't matter. I just keep my relationship from my face rather to the light source. But when I do look into the camera, we can take a look at how that will turn out. Here you also see how I take these images. So I have the camera in my hand, but the remote control also. And this remote control is the connection that triggers the camera. Here I look into the camera and I don't like this image. Here's another one that I don't like. I think the light is not where it should be. I don't look nice. The emotion is not nice. Here on the other side, same place, same setting. I just turn my head to the sun and it looks really nice. So sometimes it's a small detail. When you change that small detail, everything can look very, very different in both ways. It can look much better, or it can look much worse, depending on which rules you apply. Do you go with the light or do you go against the light? I want to inspire you. I want to bring you out of your house to actually take pictures, and this doesn't cost much. If you have the camera, you have the remote control, and you have the tripod, just go out and experience photography just like I did, and maybe you end up with some really beautiful shots. I never know what I get when I do this self-made portrait photography stuff, but I always get some nice images. I always thank myself for doing it. I'm happy, and the feeling just gets bigger and bigger and better and better the more time passes, because now Stockholm is already 1 year ago when I took these images, and I look back on it and I think thank you that I finally have some images of myself being there. How did I look? How was I feeling? I can see this all now in the images. Well, when before I only had images of the places, but I was never in the image. So maybe to tell your own life story one day, these images will help you do it.